Well, I'm so glad to be talking to you. I'm here to talk to you today about your married life. And so I've got several questions to ask you. How does your family make major decisions? How do y'all make major decisions and significant decisions, important decisions? You know, is it a 50-50 conference? Is it an argument? Is it please only her, please only him? How do you make decisions? You have to figure that out. Because you're going to be taken totally out of your comfort zone. And your whole world is going to be rocked and turned upside down. And you're going to be like, oh, Lord, how did we ever get here? And so if you don't know how to lead your home, who has the final word in family decisions? So many families don't make it. So I've known plenty of men that never got to the field, chose a different ministry and missions, or left a pastor of church or went back into business because their wife simply wasn't going to do it. And I love them and I understand, but if now you're a young person preparing, you need to figure out what you're going to do about that. How do you make decisions in your family? So does your wife agree with your calling? If your wife doesn't agree with your calling and your wife won't be 100% behind you, you're doomed. You're doomed. If you can't lead your own home, how can you lead the church of God? So you need to be able to sit down with your wife and say, this is what God wants us to do, and I'm working towards this, and I need your help. And you need to bring her along slowly. That terrified me when I was deciding to go to the mission field because I love my wife very much. We've now been married 50 years in August. She's the only woman I've ever been with, the only woman I've ever known, and she is the love of my life. I really, honestly adore her. But there was a decision we had to make because, you see, I felt God wanted us to go to the mission field, and she did not want to go. I prayed for at least 3 or 4 months begging God to touch her heart. And when I knew what God wanted to do, I had to make a decision, and she was willing to follow me because she knew it was God's will, but it wasn't what she wanted to do. And then God changed her heart. I think another reasonable question for you to be facing right now is, how old are your children? How old are your children? You know, it's one thing to take children that are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 to the mission field. It's another thing to take a 15-year-old to the mission field. And so again, if you haven't led your home and helped them see it, they might have a real hard time going to the mission field. It might just be against everything that's in them. Big mission organizations often won't let you take teenagers to the mission field. So if you have teenagers, you have to wait till you no longer have teenagers before you can go, and then that'll be when the kids are out of the house. So I think those are things you want to think through. What do your kids think about going to the mission field? And have you sat down with them and talked to them and taught them? It's different. Now, I love the mission field. I just got back from spending a couple of weeks in Peru, and I thought it was wonderful. I'm fixing to make another trip to another country, and I'm excited about it. But I'll tell you, not everybody feels that way, and you need to know that. So I'm going to bring you a hard question. What's your practice with family devotions? Are you leading your home? Are you pastoring your home? Are you sharing the Bible with them? Is practicing the Bible and living the Bible part of who you are? Because if you're going to go to the mission field, you're going to need it to be. And so you need to be the spiritual leader of your home. Devotions doesn't need to be something that takes a long time. It could be something that could be done in 10 or 15 minutes. But if you know what, if you plant one little gospel seed every day in a year, that's 365 seeds, plus what they get at church. If you just do it 5 days a week, that's 260 gospel seeds. It will make a difference, but you need to do it. You need to do that. I want to challenge it. Next time we're going to talk about your financial life, but to finish this up today, do you schedule family time days, family time, vacations, and other ways to make memories with your family? You see your families and your married life is going to be the most important. We don't sacrifice our families on the altar of ministry. It's our relationship with God, then our family, then the ministry. And they don't. Bob Jones Sr. used to say, duties do not conflict. And so right duties, good duties won't conflict. You can honor God, but you need to be working at developing your family life and strengthening it to be ready for when you get to the mission field, and God will use that. Tomorrow, we will begin a little bit of a discussion of our financial life to get us ready to go to the mission field. I hope that you are getting a blessing out of this. Thank you for listening.